Yes, sir. Good morning, folks. Good afternoon, I should say. We're here with businessman Tomah Floyd. He's the owner of Jungle Water. From the meeting with the president, we want to speak to the vice president or other distributors. Honorable Tomah, please tell us what transpired in that meeting. The VP came out blasting, talking about following the laws, or we will revoke your permits, and saying what impact these manufacturers are having on Liberian businesses such as yours by producing and distributing themselves. Clear violation of the 2010 National Investment Act. What transpired in that meeting, and what's the way forward, sir?
So the good thing about this relationship is that we have been working with a manufacturer, but we've been working on another level like a wholesaler. So the chain has been from the manufacturer to the wholesaler. Government is saying that the law requires that you have a distributor. So you should have a distributor. Now, there's 5 businesses here that came to permanent based upon the meeting the vice president had with them. And they said that, but we are already working with Liberians, the Jungle Water, Bill Didamo, Tyros, Exodus, and they reference us. So the committee says, since you are referencing these people and they are Liberians, then let's call them over and have some level of interaction with them. And subsequently, you can interact with them now and see how you can take them from that level of just doing a wholesale and carry them to be your distributor. So the point on review now, the discussion is that how do we collaborate to have a distribution network that will subsequently work with the wholesaler before the retailer. So that's a change.
Okay. There was a genuine concern raised that even though the government is trying to give what is right for the Liberians to Liberians, there might be some compromise, or some people might try to bypass and try to have people work on their behalf. How prepared are you as Liberian businesses not to allow that happen once the government makes the strike for you to be put in that position?
No, it's not possible. It's not possible for us to have any compromise. They might want to compromise probably by going to one Liberian out there and say, look, we want to work with you to be our distributor, and maybe you say that we give you this little bit of change, which is a form of fronting. So I think it's left with government to filter what could be fronting and what could be the right way to do the distributorship. So it's left with government to filter that. Okay, so but with us, it's not possible. We are even fighting now, struggling to put a mechanism together with them. They say, but we're already working with. I say, yeah, you're working with Oma, you're working with me at another level. Government requires that we work at this level. So now, for example, a manufacturer invoices will not be landing up in a wholesale or retail shop.
It will be your invoice.
It will be my invoice as a distributor. So that's the kind of, discussions ongoing, and we're fighting with it up and down a little bit. But at the end of the day, we get there. We get 30 days of work. The committee gave us 30 days, and the 30 days starts tomorrow. So we start working immediately. We even had a little tete-a-tete before leaving the hall. We call them and say if we can have a little tete-a-tete together.
What is it, Burger Woman? What is this going to do? Not just for Liberian business owners as yourself, but for job provisions and the rest in this country. What does this mean, bridging this gap and putting it back in the hands of Liberians?
One thing I say on the table there is the committee might have called us here based upon recommendation from the manufacturer, but some of us come beyond that. We are not coming on board for the little extra benefit that it creates for us as distributor. We come with a bigger picture.
What's that bigger picture?
That bigger picture, how can we get more Liberians to benefit from this chain? Is the mindset that some of us come with. And also, with some of the leakages that we see in the system, how to help government to curtail some of those leakages. Because I know the manufacturer won't be very happy to have us, in some instances, controlling all of the inventory. Because of many other reasons, but with the willpower from government and wanting this done, and we come in with some level of sincerity in helping government achieving this result, It's a win-win, Liberia win.
So now from my end, you as a business person, what could be your recommendation to the national government when it comes to the particular initiative? What do you want them to do?
Government should continue. They have already started what we wanted to do.
Okay.
Creating the willpower that they must happy, because there was time that the manufacturer tried to say, but we're already working with the people. They said, yeah, we're not working with them. You spoke good of these people. You said that the notion that Liberian has capacity issue, you mentioned these 5 guys and you can give them any amount of credit line. You don't have a capacity issue. You said it. And you also said that these 5 Liberians, you don't have issue or trust with them. So capacity and trust is not an issue from their presentation to the committee before we even came in the picture. Okay, so what is the issue now? The issue is, how do we work together? How do we create a better marriage at another level, which is a new scenario, but we need to play with it a little bit and get it going.
We see foreigners in shops doing retail. You were in the room with Ritco, Natcom, Monrovia Brewery, and the rest. It's not only manufacturing and distribution, but we see them doing retailing as well. If you put in charge of this particular distribution network, you and the others, what are you going to do along with government to make sure that foreigners don't still infiltrate into the retailing industry?
If you had, I don't want to be perceived with business name, but if you have ex-business distribution and you are a manufacturer and you are a distributor network, so it's your sale point. So now if you have Jungle Water, for example, as your distributor, that sales point will be that product, Jungle Water distributor. So Jungle Water will be distributing a product. So what we are saying today is you are chain that you already have that you're distributing with. Let's work along with your team with additional added value from our end to increase your sales.
Okay.
And you understand? So we'll work with what you have. Liberty or Aqualife all on the field distributing water. We are distributor. So we take all that chain of supply with added value for us. And we work with that same network because we want disruption in the market. So we continue on that scene and we don't want increasing prices. So we continue with it. So definitely there will be no shop with a foreigner. And you understand, with that retail sales.
Okay.
It won't. The only thing that the other existing says I'm your distributor now. Let's talk together. And you understand how much rent are you paying? How do we do the renting? How do we go about with the distribution network? You have the logistic. I have some level of logistic. How can we merge the logistic and when you return? How do we? So it's the whole business arrangement that is taking place now between the manufacturer and the distributor. And a manufacturer is at liberty to choose who he wants to work with.
Okay.
Nobody is forcing any distributor to work with a particular business entity. And this opportunity is not limited to the 5 of us that were invited. The 5 all came to prominence only because the first meeting they had with them, they called names. The manufacturer said, we don't have problem with Bill Delamo, we don't have problem with Exeter, we don't have problem with Tarot, we have unlimited credit line with them, we're working with Jungle Water, so these people can already work with them. Credibility is not an issue which everybody complaining about when it comes to Liberian businesses. Capacity, they too say it was not an issue when they were talking to the committee. So based upon that, the committee invited us and also informed us that you guys are here because the distributor made reference to you. But this opportunity is not only limited to you.
So it's open to any Liberian business that has got capacity.
Business, but not those that are going now to business registry, for example, quickly to register one old man that is sitting in the village, to allow him front for them, and maybe at the end of the day give him change while he's sitting home.
Okay.
There's also
the issue. That.
Yeah, wait.
It's more to that because the committee is even taking it to another level where maybe they want to see the account, the business registration in your name. They want to see the article.
That's a concern that people might be fronting. So you said you have 30 days beginning tomorrow to come up with a working solution, a plan of action. Is that included as well to make sure that fronting isn't done, you know, to protect this thing, that it doesn't go back to where it's coming from?
The aspect of fronting will be determined by the committee, by the government. Okay, even though we are also there to help. to give them 1 or 2 information. But if you go, for example, and you see a business like Register May, and you know what I'm saying, and some company come and say, is this company that I want to work with, and the company will just register email. It tells you a volume. First of all, you have to understand this industry. You have to, what is your history of having a distribution network of the product? So if some manufacturer want to hire on that kind of scenario, I think you will be creating more Pandora bags than doing yourself a good.
Manufacturing also go hand in hand with labor. Was it discussed up there?
That's the prerogative of the manufacturer. The purpose of this forum is about collaboration between manufacturer and distributors.
All right, Mr. Tomah.
Labor and the rest of it.
Floyd Tomah is the CEO of Jungle Water, a major Liberian distribution network. As you listen to him, he said it. The meeting is still ongoing. There is a second round. The vice president is engaged with manufacturers, and I've been informed reliably that city builders will also be attending the second phase of the meeting. So this is segment after segment after sector of sector. So now manufacturers, they're dealing with those who are manufacturing beverages and drinks and alcoholic beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, mineral water, and the rest. They include G5, Monrovia breweries. We also saw Liberty Investment in the building. And now these 4 Liberian distributors were highlighted by these manufacturers as already doing business with them as wholesalers. So now they are going to take over the distribution network, and that is also going to lead to the sales point being operated by Liberians and retailers as well being Liberians. The next sector, we've been told, is going to go into sand mining, block making, and all of these businesses that are exclusively reserved for Liberians. The vice president and his team, the vice president put in charge by His Excellency, the President of the Republic, in what I would love to dub, giving to Liberians what's for Liberians. This process is on. As you listen to Mr. Tomah, it's going to take them 30 working days to come up with, to come up with some sort of, to come up with some kind of working solution so that they can transfer all of these things. So the meeting is still ongoing. It is a huge thing here. Liberians have said they've not been put in charge of their country's economy. What is written in the National Investment Act of 2010 stipulates 16 Liberian businesses exclusively for Liberians. Vice President Koung, issuing a stern warning, said to those in the room this morning that we know that business people will come up with ways to bypass this system, but we are ready equally to put a stop to that. The vice president also said we are being friendly at this stage, but if our friendship is taken for guarantee and these measures are not put in place, we are willing to enforce the law to the fullest. The vice president also said the market is bad because of these unscrupulous practices of intentionally breaching the Investment Act of Liberia. What gave unto Liberians what is meant for Liberians. And according to the 2010 National Investment Act, locally manufactured goods are to be distributed by Liberians exclusively. From the drizzling up the capital here, my name is Diamond Slanger. We'll bring you more updates as we engage many of these stakeholders currently in the meeting. What's unfolding is Vice President has brought to the table Liberian distributors and manufacturers. Find a working solution, find a way forward, and let's turn over the entire distribution network to Liberians. He said the political will is present and they are going to enforce to the fullest. For us here at the Spoon Network, we will be following as thousands, if not millions of Liberians will equally be interested in following on how they are going to unshackle what has been shackled for over 16 or 20 years. 16 years since the 2010 National Investment Act was enacted. More than 50 years of Liberia's economy being run by those who aren't supposed to be in places. Liberians have been spectators in their own economy. It's now time to put them on the playing pitch. My name is Diamond Slanger. Thank you for watching right now. Bye-bye.